Very good morning to my dear students. Hope you all are safe and secure. Stay home, stay safe. Welcome back to today's English class. Today we are going to begin our third unit, School Life. It consists of 3 readings. Reading A, Swami is expelled from school. Reading B, Not just a teacher but a friend, poem. Reading C, homework. Today let us going to begin our reading A, Swami is expelled from school. About the author, R.K. Narayan, 10th October 1906 to 13th May 2001. Shortened from Rasipuram Krishna Swami Iyer Narayana Swami. He was an Indian author whose works of fiction include a series of books about people and their interactions in an imagined town in India called Malgudi. He is credited with bringing Indian literature in English to the rest of the world. Swami and Friends, The Bachelor of Arts, The English Teacher, and The Financial Expert are his popular works. The present extract is from Swami and Friends. His narratives highlight social contexts and provide a feel for his characters through everyday life. In a writing career that spanned over 60 years, Narayan received many awards and honors. These include the A.C. Benson Medal from the Royal Society of Literature and the Padma Vibhushan, India's second highest civilian award. He was also nominated to the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of the Indian Parliament. Coming to the lesson, children, what did you observe in the given picture? Yes, you can say that the teacher is punishing the students. It is a story of a 10-year-old boy, Swami. The central theme of the story is growing up of a young Swami. He is spontaneous, impulsive, mischievous, and yet a very innocent child. The present extract describes what happened one day in the classroom. Coming to the lesson, Swami is expelled from school. What is meant by expelled? Meaning of expelled means officially removed. He is officially removed by the principal from the school. Coming to the story. The headmaster entered the class with a slightly flushed face and a hard, ominous look in his eyes. So who entered into the class? The headmaster. That means the principal entered the class with a slightly flushed face. Meaning of flushed, red and hot. So how was the face of the principal, headmaster? Red and hot. And a hard, ominous look in his eyes. Meaning of ominous, suggesting that something bad is going to happen. So we can observe in the headmaster eyes itself, something is going to happen. His face is red and hot and he entered into the class. Swaminathan wished that he had been anywhere but there at that moment. So what did Swaminathan think? You can see in the picture. See how Swaminathan is looking there. So he thought that I unnecessarily I am in a class. If it is the time if I used to be anywhere at that moment. The headmaster surveyed the class for a few minutes and asked, "Are you not ashamed of coming and sitting there after what you did yesterday?" So coming into the class itself, the headmaster surveyed, meaning of surveyed, look closely at or examine someone or something. So closely he is looking at the students, at few students, and he is shouting and telling that, "Are you not ashamed of coming and sitting there after what you did yesterday?" So now you're not feeling ashamed. Are you not feeling ashamed yesterday for what you did in the school campus? So the principal started shouting at the children, "Are you not feeling ashamed for what you did yesterday. Just a special honor to them, he read out the names of a dozen students or so that he attended the class. So just a special honor, he is telling that honor, and just I want a high respect, meaning of honor, high respect. For a high respect, I would like to read out the names of the children. So how many number of students names he read there? Dozen students. That means 12 students names he read out in the class. After that, he read out the names of that had kept away and asked them to stand on their benches. So what did the headmaster tell that? After reading the names, he told them to stand on their benches. So usually you know that how if in a classroom, I hope so you all are missing your school life. If the teacher punishes you, what will you say? That no teacher, I did not do, that fellow did, this fellow did. And you used to have a lot of enjoyment in your school life. And when the punishment also teacher gives, what teacher says? Stand up on the bench, go out of the classroom. So this all goes in a classroom. In the same way, the headmaster also told that stand on your benches. He felt that punishment was not enough and asked them to stand on their desks. First, headmaster told them to stand on their benches, and secondly, he informed that stand on their desks. Swaminathan was among them and felt humiliated at that ameness. So he told that in one of the students who is there, Swaminathan name was also mentioned, and then he felt humiliated. Meaning of humiliated, make somebody feel ashamed. So he is also feeling ashamed of headmaster announcing his name at that eminence. Meaning of eminence, the quality of being highly accomplished and respected. So seeing that type of respect and scoldings, he is feeling little bit ashamed. Then there were lectured, and the lecture starting. Lecture means the headmaster started talking to them. When it was over, they were asked to offer explanations one by one. So after the lecture given by the headmaster, he asked to give the explanation one by one. One said that he had an attack of a headache and therefore could not come to school. He was asked to bring a medical certificate. So one by one started giving the explanation. My dear children, this story, hope so, it is about yourselves. We can see some of the students, if a teacher asks the questions, how will you give the various kinds of answers? In the same way, in the school also you can see Swaminathan along with his friends gave various types of reasons for not attending the school. So first child, what did he give the answer? That he had an attack of a headache and therefore could not come to school. So immediately headmaster told him to bring a medical certificate. The second said that while he had been coming to school on the previous day, someone had told him that there would be no school and he had gone back home. So finally, second child, what did he give the answer? So when he was coming to school on the previous day, before day when he was coming to the school, someone on the way told that there would be no school, and so why he went back home. The headmaster replied that if he was going to listen to every loafer who said there would be no school, he deserved to be a flogged. So immediately headmaster shouted and told that if you go on listen to every loafer, that means every stupid, you would never come to school. He deserved to be flogged. Meaning of flog, beat with a stick as a punishment. So he gave the punishment with a stick. Anyway, why did he not come to school and verify? No answer. So he thought of verifying it, but nothing answer was given by the student. The punishment was pronounced: 10 days attendance cancelled, 2 rupee fine, and the whole day to be spent on the desk. So what did the headmaster give the punishment? So 10 days his attendance is cancelled and 2 rupees fine, and the whole day to be spent on the desk. The third said that he had an attack of a headache, and the third also replied the same answer, that he had an attack of a headache. The fourth said that he had a stomachache. So children, did you observe that these are the funny reasons given by the students to the headmaster? The fifth said that his grandmother died suddenly just as he was starting for school. So directly the fifth child said that his grandmother was expired, died. So when he was starting from school. The headmaster asked him if he could bring a letter from his father. So the headmaster said that, so bring a letter from your father. No, he had no father. So the child replied that, no, I had no, my father is not there. Then who was his guardian? So he is asking who was his guardian? His grandmother. So who was his guardian? His grandmother. But the grandmother was dead. Was she not? No, it was another grandmother. So he is telling that. So who was your guardian means grandmother. So headmaster asked that. So she is the grandmother, only died now means he is telling no. She is not that grandmother. She is another grandmother. The headmaster asked how many grandmothers a person could have. So with the shouting, the headmaster asked that a person has how many grandmothers? No answer. Could he bring a letter from his neighbors? So he is asking that could he bring a letter from his neighbors? No, he could not. None of the neighbors could read or write because he lived in a illiterate part of Alaman Street. Because his neighbors also could not read and write because they are illiterate. Meaning of illiterate, unable to read or write. They all belong to Alaman Street. Then the headmaster offered to send a teacher to the illiterate locality to ascertain from the boy's neighbors if the death of the grandmother was a fact. So immediately what did the headmaster offer? To send a teacher along with the child to that illiterate locality to ascertain. Ascertain, meaning of ascertain, find out. Find out from the boy's neighbors if the death of the grandmother was really or not. A pause, some perspiration, and then the answer that the neighbors could not possibly know anything about it since the grandmother died in the village. So again a pause, some perspiration means sweat started from the child. He said that nothing of the neighbors don't know because the grandmother died in another village. The headmaster hit him on the knuckles with his cane, called him a street dog, and pronounced the punishment 15 days suspension. So immediately the headmaster hit him on the knuckles. Meaning of knuckles, a part of a finger at a joint where the bone is near the surface. You can see at the hand itself on the knuckles. He gave the punishment with the cane. Meaning of cane, it is a bamboo stick. It is a stem of a plant. And shouted and called him a street dog and pronounced the punishment 15 days suspension. So how many days he suspended from school? 15 days he suspended from school. When Swaminathan's turn came, he looked around helplessly. Now it's the time for Swaminathan. Rajam sat on the third bench in front and resolutely looked away. He was gazing at the blackboard intently. Coming to Rajam, who was sitting on the third bench. Swaminathan's friend Rajam, who was sitting on the third bench in front, and resolutely, meaning of resolutely, showing great determination. He's going on showing great determination. He's looked away. You can see in his face itself. He was gazing, meaning of gazing, look steadily and intently. So he was continuously looking, going on observing the blackboard. At the blackboard intently, meaning of intently, attentively. He was continuously gazing, looking steadily at the blackboard. He is feeling great determination. He is also feeling little bit tense. Coming to the picture, now you can see in the picture this how the headmaster is punishing each and every child. And where is Swaminathan standing there? He is standing at the back. He is standing at the back on the bench. So one by one they are going on punishing. Headmaster is punishing them. Coming to the paragraph. But yet the black back of his head and the pink ears was visible to Swaminathan. But yet the black back of his head. So back of his head you can see a pink ears. You can see the person who is standing front of Swaminathan. His head and the pink ears were visible to Swaminathan. Meaning of pink ears. Ears that appear red when somebody is angry with them. So the ears of Swaminathan friends, you can observe in the picture, the ears of Swaminathan friends are pink in color. He is very frightened because the next punishment is for him only. So Swaminathan is able to see the pink ears of his friend. It was an intolerable sight. Swaminathan was in acute suspense lest that head should turn and fix eyes on his. He felt that he would drop from the desk to the floor if that happened. So Swaminathan tension started there. He thought that it is an intolerable sight. Meaning of intolerable, unacceptable. He is unable to accept the punishment there. So he is in an acute suspense. Meaning of acute, very serious. He is in very serious, and he turns and he feels that the head should turn and fix eyes on his. He felt that if he would drop from the desk to the floor. He is thinking that if the headmaster looks at him, he would definitely drop from the desk to the floor. He would drop from the desk to the floor. He would fall down. The pink ears, 3 benches of made him incapable of speech. So one by one, 3 benches, they are getting the punishment, and it was an incapable, meaning of incapable, unable to do or achieve something. He is unable to do anything. Now next it is my turn only, but what I have to do, but I am unable to do anything. If only somebody would fix blackboard between his eyes and those pink ears. So he is feeling that if anyone can keep this blackboard between me and the pink ears, if the blackboard is between, so the headmaster can't see me. He is thinking various kinds of things. He was deaf to the question that the headmaster was putting to him. A rap on his back from the headmaster cane brought him to himself. So he was deaf to the question that the headmaster was putting to him. So he became deaf. He is unable to hear what the headmaster is asking to Swaminathan. So immediately a rap, meaning of rap, severe blow with a cane. So he started giving a severe blow with a cane. You can observe the cane in the headmaster hand. So this cane, he gave a severe blow to Swaminathan that brought to himself. So immediately he came back to himself. Why did you keep away yesterday? Asked the headmaster, looking up. So he asked now, the headmaster asked Swaminathan, why you did not come yesterday? Swaminathan's first impulse was to protest that he had never been absent. So Swaminathan's first impulse, meaning of first impulse, a sudden strong wish. So with a strong wish, he protest, meaning of protest, express an objection to what someone has said or done. So headmaster is telling that why did not come yesterday? So he with a strong and a sudden expression, surely expression that he would never be absent to school. Surely he gave the answer that I am with very sure that I am never absent to the school. But the attendance register was there. No, I was stoned. I tried to come. So immediately he gave the answer. The headmaster told that I can see in the register. So immediately, very long voice, Swaminathan said, No, I was stoned. The stone means loudly he is telling that I tried to come, but they took away my cap and burnt it. Many strong men held me down when I tried to come. When a great man is sent to gold, I am surprised to see you a slave of the Englishman. Didn't they cut off Dhaka Muslims, slaves of slaves? These were some of the disjointed explanations which streamed in his head and which even at a moment he was discreet enough to express. So now children, carefully you observe the given sentences here. When strong man held me down when I tried to come. So when he was coming to school, some few strong men hold him, and this is the first sentence, and some strong men hold him. And second sentence, when a great man is sent to gaol, meaning of gaol, jail. So again the second sentence, when a great people are sent to jail. I am surprised to see you as a slave of an Englishman. This is the third sentence, that surprised used to see of a slave. I am very surprised to slave of the Englishman. I became the slave of the Englishman. Didn't they cut off? So didn't they, somebody he's telling that didn't they cut off? Dhaka Muslim, slaves of slaves. He's going on shouting that slaves of slaves. And these kinds of sentences, these were all disjointed explanations, meaning of disjointed, not communicated. You can observe here, one sentence is not related to another sentence. These are the few sentences spoken by the Swaminathan. And at the moment he was discreet, meaning of discreet, not careful in saying something. So discreet, he is telling something, but he is really careful in saying something to express it. He wanted to mention a headache, but he found to his distress that others beside him had it. So meaning of distress, extreme pain. So actually he thought of telling the reasons. All before itself the friends told that I am suffering from headache. He first of all, Swaminathan wanted to tell about that he is suffering from headache, but besides him everybody told that, his all friends told that they were suffering from headache. So he is unable to tell another reason. The headmaster shouted, "Won't you open your mouth?" So the headmaster, listening to all these kinds of explanation, at once he shouted, "Won't you open your mouth?" He brought the cane sharply down on Swaminathan's right shoulder. So irritated by Swaminathan answers, "Open your mouth" means tell me the truth, tell me the correct answers. He brought the cane sharply down. Once again you can see the cane. He brought sharply cane down on Swaminathan's right shoulder. Swaminathan kept staring at the headmaster with tears. So he was staring, meaning of staring, looking at somebody or something for a long time. He was going on looking at the headmaster. He was looking at the headmaster, and the tears started in his eyes, massaging with his left and the spot where the cane was laid. So he was bitten on the right side. So on left side with his left hand he was massaging, meaning of massaging, rubbing and pressing. He was rubbing and pressing with his left shoulder. "I will kill you if you keep on staring without answering my question," cried the headmaster. Means cried, meaning of cried, shouted. The headmaster shouted that if you go on, look on staring like this and without answering the question, I am going to kill you. I couldn't come, stammered Swaminathan. So Swaminathan stammeringly, he's going on murmuring that I couldn't come, stammered, meaning of stammered, spoke with difficulty repeating words. So repeating words, what are the repeating words in the given sentence? I. So I couldn't come. He is going on repeating the words. "Is that so?" asked the headmaster, and turning to a boy said, "Bring the peon." So is that so? So immediately the headmaster turned the boy and said, "Bring the peon." Meaning of peon, a person with an unimportant job. He is a peon. He is working in the school. He is like an attendant. Swaminathan thought, what is he going to ask the peon to thrash me? So Swaminathan started thinking here, what is he going to ask peon there? Meaning of thrash, beat repeatedly and violently with a stick. So what is he going on asking? What is he going to punish me? If he does any such thing, I will bite everybody dead. So he is telling that if he starts going to thrash me, means go on, beat me, I am going to bite everybody dead. The peon came. The headmaster said to him, "Now say what you know about this rascal on the desk." So the headmaster asked the peon in the classroom that, so now tell me, what do you know about the rascal on the desk? About what you know the rascal on the desk. The peon eyed of Swaminathan with a sinister look, grunted and demanded, "Didn't I see you break the panes?" So the peon eyed means the peon eyes were on Swaminathan with a sinister look, meaning of sinister, dangerous, with a dangerous look, grunted, meaning of grunted, made a short low sound in a throat. Slow voice he told and demanded that, "Didn't I see you?" He is questioning to Swaminathan that, "Didn't I see you breaking the panes?" Meaning of panes, glasses of a window. So didn't I see you breaking the panes of a window? "Of the ventilators in my room," added the headmaster with jest. So peon asked, "Did I see you breaking the panes?" So immediately the headmaster said that, "Of the ventilators in my room." So Swaminathan broke the windows, panes, windows, ventilators of whose room? headmaster's room. So the headmaster became very irritated. Here there was no chance of escape. So Swaminathan realized that nothing here, there is no chance of escape. Swaminathan kept staring foolishly till he received another whack on his back. Meaning of whack, the act of hitting vigorously, means another whack means a hit. Another hit was given by the king until the headmaster gave another whack on his back. He was looking like that steadily. The headmaster demanded what the young brigand had to say about it. So he shouted and said that what the young brigand, meaning of brigand, it is a member of a gang of thieves, meaning a gang of a thief. So you are behaving like a gang leader of the thieves. He said that the brigand had nothing to say. So again he told that you have nothing to say. What was the name of the headmaster given to Swaminathan? Brigand. It was a fact that he had broken the panes. So he finally told that it was sure that you only broke the panes of the ventilator. So he had unconsciously become defiant and did not care to deny the charge. So who is he in the given sentence? Swaminathan. Swaminathan had unconsciously become, meaning of unconsciously, without being aware. He is aware of what is going on in the classroom. He became defiant, meaning of defiant, openly refusing to obey something. He is ready to obey something and did not care to deny the charge, meaning of deny. Say something is not true and he is trying to say that this is not true. He is ready to tell something and he is thinking to say that it is not true. When another whack came on his back, he ejaculated. So another immediately and another whack came on his back, he ejaculated. Meaning of ejaculated, shouted something suddenly. He shouted suddenly, don't beat me, sir, it pains. So he shouted and told that, don't beat me, sir, it pains. This was an invitation to the headmaster to bring down the cane 4 times again. So hearing the voice of Swaminathan, again headmaster beat him 4 times. He said, keep standing here on this desk, staring like an idiot, till I announce your dismissal. So with a very irritated voice, he told that stand on the desk itself. You're staring like an idiot. You are staring like an idiot. You're looking like an idiot. You just stand there on the desk until I announce your dismissal. Every pore in Swaminathan's body burnt with the touch of the cane. So every pore, small hole in the skin. So whatever punishment beaten by the whack on Swaminathan back, so every pore, every whack was burning on the touch of the cane. He had a sudden flood of courage, the courage that comes of desperation. Suddenly he got a courage, full of courage that comes out of desperation. Worry, meaning of desperation, worry. He restrained, meaning of restrain, keep under control. Under controlling with the courage itself, under worry, he stopped his tears that were threatening to rush out, jump down. The tears were threatening to rush out. They were coming out from the eyes, jump down, and grasping his books, meaning of grasping. Hold firmly, seize and hold firmly. He caught his books. You can see in the pictures and how he was rubbing his eyes with the position itself. He rushed out, muttering. He rushed out, saying slowly that I don't care for your dirty school. With a very worrying and hold firmly, he's catching hold of his books and all. He shouted out in the classroom and said that I don't care for your dirty school, and left out the classroom. Now let us once go through the glossary of the given lesson. My dear children, write the complete meanings in the classwork that helps you to understand the lesson. First one, meaning of flushed, red and hot. Meaning of ominous, suggesting that something bad is going to happen. Meaning of survey, look closely at or examine for someone or something. Meaning of honor, high respect. Meaning of humiliated, make somebody feel ashamed. Meaning of eminence, the quality of being highly accomplished and respected. Meaning of flog, beat with a stick as a punishment. Meaning of illiterate, unable to read or write. Meaning of ascertain, find out. Meaning of perspiration, sweat. Meaning of knuckles, a part of a finger at a joint where the bone is near the surface. Meaning of cane, stem of a plant, bamboo stick or a bamboo stick. Meaning of resolutely, showing great determination. Meaning of gazing, look steadily and intently. Meaning of intently, attentively. Meaning of pink ears, ears that appear red when somebody is angry with. Meaning of intolerable, unacceptable. Meaning of acute, very serious or severe. Meaning of incapable, unable to do or achieve. Meaning of rap, severe blow with a cane. Meaning of impulse, a sudden strong wish. Meaning of protest, express an objection to what someone has said or done. Meaning of goal, jail. It is used in the old use. Meaning of disjointed, not communicated. Meaning of discreet, careful in saying something. Meaning of distress, extreme pain. Meaning of staring, looking at somebody or something for a long time. Meaning of massaging, rubbing and pressing. Meaning of stammered, spoke with difficulty, repeating words. Meaning of peon, a person with an unimportant job. Meaning of thrash, beat repeatedly and violently with a stick. Meaning of sinister, dangerous. Meaning of grunted, make a short, loud, low sound in the throat. Meaning of panes, glasses of a window. Meaning of ventilators, an opening for letting fresh air come into a room. Meaning of whack, the act of hitting vigorously. Meaning of brigand, a member of a gang of thieves. Meaning of unconsciously, without being aware. Meaning of defiant, openly refusing to obey something. Meaning of deny, say something is not true. Meaning of charge, accusing somebody of doing something wrong. Meaning of ejaculated, shouted something suddenly. Meaning of pore, small hole in skin. Meaning of desperation, anxiety or worry. Meaning of restrain, keep under control. Meaning of grasp, seize and hold firmly. Now let us discuss the comprehension question answers. First question. Why do you think the headmaster entered the class with a flushed face and a hard, ominous look? So why did he enter into the classroom, children? Why did the headmaster enter the class with a flushed face, with a very serious face and a very strong look, feel very angry look? Why did he enter there? What do you think that why did he enter here? I think the headmaster entered the class with a flushed face and a hard, ominous look because he was angry with the boys. Isn't it? He was angry with the boys who were absent to school the previous day and at their mischievous task of breaking the panes of the ventilator of his room. He wanted to punish them because the students, what did the students do? They broke the panes of the ventilators of the headmaster's room. So where the headmaster is very angry and he came with a flushed face to the classroom to punish the children. Coming to the second question. Why did the headmaster send for the peon? So why did the headmaster send for the peon? Because the peon is the person who saw the children breaking the panes of the headmaster. Because the headmaster sent for the peon because the peon was the eyewitness of the children's mischievous task of breaking the panes of ventilators of the headmaster's room. He called the peon to prove the mistake of the children. So why he called? Because the peon was only the person who was the eyewitness of the children's mischievous. Coming to the third question. I don't care for your dirty school. Why did Swaminathan mutter so? So in the last line of the lesson, what did Swaminathan say that? I don't care for your dirty school. Why did Swaminathan say that? The headmaster punished Swaminathan for breaking the panes of the ventilators of the headmaster's room. Swami could not bear the pain of the wax and his mischievous behavior was proved. So he was unable to bear the pain of the wax of the punishment because the headmaster was giving the wax with the bamboo stick. He was going on beating. He was unable to bear the pain and he was unable to prove that his mischievous behavior was proved in the classroom. He felt ashamed of coming to school. So he muttered. So he felt ashamed that his name was proved there, that he is also one of the students to break the pains of the principal room. So he did. So he couldn't bear that one and he was ashamed of coming to the school. Do you justify the headmaster's behavior? If not, state your reason. So do you justify the punishment? What is the headmaster saying? Do you justify it? Do you obey it, children? According to my opinion, I don't justify the headmaster's behavior. Giving corporal punishment is not the solution for correcting the mischievous behavior of children. So it is not the correct way, it is not the correct punishment to give the children. It needs good counseling and patience, and the headmaster should make the children reflect on their behavior. So according to my opinion, instead of punishing, the headmaster should give them good counseling and patience should be given, and the children should reflect. They should know their mistake and reflect on their behavior. If the headmaster did not beat Swami severely, he would not take the decision of leaving the school. If the headmaster doesn't punish like that, definitely Swaminathan would stay back in the same school. Because of the punishment of the headmaster only, Swaminathan took the decision that he wanted to leave the school. Coming to the next question. If you were in Swami's place, how would you feel? So according to your opinion, how would you feel if you were in Swami's place? So according to my opinion, if I were in Swami's place, I would never leave the school. I would realize my mistake and apologize to the headmaster. I promise him to behave good in future and kept it forever. So according to my opinion, I will realize my mistake and I will apologize headmaster that I will never do the mistake again. I will behave good in future. So my dear children, I hope so you also will behave like a good children. Last question. How could his friends have helped stay out of trouble? How could his friends here? How would your friends? I hope so your friends also will help a lot if you make a mistake. In the same way, how would his friends also help him when he was in a trouble? Swami's friends could have gone to the headmaster and told him that Swami hadn't broken the panes of the ventilator in his room. All Swami's friends definitely they used to go to the principal room and said that Swami did not break the panes in your room. They would also have told the headmaster that Swami was absent from school because of his ill health. And another reason, they used to tell that he did not come to school because of his ill health. They would have asked him to excuse Swami for his leaving the school. And all the friends also will go and ask the headmaster, please excuse Swami for leaving the school. They would have requested the headmaster not to initiate any disciplinary action against Swami. All the friends used to go and tell, what did they ask? He is suffering from ill health. He was absent. They wanted all his friends wants to save Swami for not leaving the school. Please don't give any disciplinary action against Swami. They all used to go and request headmaster for Swami not leaving the school. So my dear children, hope so you understood the lesson. Either in the school or in the home, behave properly and make yourself best in the school or at the home. Complete your classwork, write the glossary and given notes in the classwork and send it to me to the given WhatsApp number. Thank you. Have a nice day.